Hey, amazing people, welcome to Deal with Facts, it's our channel. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of Apple Inc., with 10 shocking and interesting facts that you probably didn't know. From the company's humble beginnings in a garage to its current status as a tech titan, Apple's journey is full of surprising twists, turns, and what-ifs. We'll uncover hidden chapters in Apple's history, debunk common myths, and explore the lesser-known stories behind the iconic products we know and love. Whether you're a die-hard Apple fan or just curious about the tech giant, these 10 facts will give you a whole new perspective on Apple's incredible rise to the top. So grab your iPhones, buckle up, and get ready to be amazed as we uncover the shocking truth about Apple. Let's get started. Every tech enthusiast knows the story of Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak starting Apple in a garage. But did you know there was actually a third founder? That's right, a guy named Ronald Wayne was also there at the very beginning. He even designed the first Apple logo and wrote the manual for the Apple I. Just 12 days after Apple was incorporated, Ronald Wayne decided to sell his 10% stake in the company. He sold it for a measly $800. Today, that stake would be worth tens of billions of dollars. Wayne was reportedly concerned about the financial risks involved with a startup. It's a decision that's haunted him ever since, and it's a stark reminder that even the most brilliant minds can miss out on life-changing opportunities. For decades, the name Apple Computer Inc. was synonymous with innovation and cutting-edge technology, but in 2007 something monumental happened. Apple dropped the computer from its name, becoming simply Apple Inc. This seemingly small change sent shockwaves through the tech world. It was a clear signal that Apple was no longer just a computer company. The name change coincided with the launch of the first iPhone, a device that would revolutionize the way we communicate, consume media, and interact with the world. By dropping computer from their name, Apple was acknowledging their expanding product lineup and their vision for a future where technology seamlessly integrated into our everyday lives. They were no longer just about desktops and laptops, they were about creating a connected ecosystem of devices and services, and they've certainly delivered. Now let's rewind the clock back to 1976 when Apple released its very first computer, the Apple I. This wasn't the sleek all-in-one iMac we know today. No, this was a bare-bones motherboard that users had to assemble themselves. The Apple I was priced at $666.66. Steve Wozniak, the engineering genius behind the Apple I, has said he chose the price because he liked repeating digits. It was simply a matter of aesthetics and ease of remembering. The $666.66 price tag also represented a 33.3% markup from the wholesale price of $500. So, while the number 666 might carry some spooky connotations, the Apple I's price was ultimately a combination of Wozniak's quirky preference and sound business strategy. Imagine being fired from the company you poured your heart and soul into, the company you built from the ground up. That's exactly what happened to Steve Jobs in 1985. After a power struggle with Apple's board of directors and then CEO John Sculley, Jobs was forced out of the company he co-founded. It was a crushing blow for Jobs, who had poured his life into Apple. But this wasn't the end of the story. Like a true entrepreneur, Jobs channeled his disappointment into new ventures. He founded Next Inc., a computer company that would later play a pivotal role in his return to Apple. He also acquired Pixar, a small animation studio that would go on to revolutionize the world of animated films. Meanwhile, Apple struggled to find its footing without Jobs at the helm. In a twist of fate, Apple's solution came in the form of its prodigal co-founder. In 1997, Apple acquired Next, bringing Steve Jobs back into the fold. Jobs' return was met with both excitement and apprehension. Could he save Apple from the brink? Jobs' second stint at Apple was nothing short of legendary, revitalizing the company with iconic products like the iMac, iPod, iPhone, and iPad. In the late 1990s, Apple was on the ropes. Years of declining sales, internal strife, and a lack of clear direction had pushed the company to the brink of bankruptcy. But then, something remarkable happened. Microsoft, Apple's arch-rival in the tech world, threw them a lifeline. In 1997, Microsoft invested a staggering $150 million in Apple. It was a move that shocked the tech industry and left many scratching their heads. Microsoft, under the leadership of Bill Gates, recognized that a healthy Apple was actually in their best interest. The deal, orchestrated by Steve Jobs, who had recently returned to Apple, was a masterstroke. It not only provided much-needed cash, but also signaled to the market that Apple was still a force to be reckoned with. The iPod, with its iconic click wheel and sleek design, revolutionized the way we listen to music. But what most people don't know is that the first iPod prototype was far from sleek. Imagine a device the size of a brick, with buttons that were hard to press, and a user interface that was, well, let's just say it needed some work. That's what the early iPod prototypes looked like. Apple's engineers spent countless hours miniaturizing components, refining the design, and simplifying the user experience. They obsessed over every detail, from the smoothness of the click wheel to the click sound the buttons made. The result was a device that was not only functional, but also beautiful and intuitive to use. The iPod went on to sell over 400 million units, becoming one of the most successful consumer electronics products of all time. In August 2018, Apple achieved a milestone that no publicly traded company had ever reached before. They became the first company to hit a market capitalization of $1 trillion. It was a staggering achievement, one that cemented Apple's status as a global economic powerhouse. This historic milestone was the culmination of years of innovation, strategic acquisitions, and a relentless focus on customer experience. Apple's product ecosystem, anchored by the iPhone, iPad, and Mac, had become ubiquitous, captivating consumers worldwide. But Apple's success wasn't just about hardware. Their services business, which includes the App Store, Apple Music, iCloud, and Apple Pay, had become a major revenue generator, driving recurring revenue and fostering customer loyalty. Apple's trillion-dollar valuation was a testament to their ability to create products and services that people loved and relied on. In the early 1990s, the tech world was a very different place. Microsoft Windows was starting its ascent to desktop dominance, and Apple, clinging to its own operating system, was facing an uphill battle. In an attempt to regain lost ground, Apple explored a rather surprising partnership. They considered joining forces with IBM, the company that had once been their biggest rival in the personal computer market. This proposed alliance, known as Taligent, had the potential to reshape the tech landscape. The idea was to create a new, advanced operating system that would combine the best of both worlds, IBM's hardware prowess and Apple's user-friendly software design. The partnership, however, was not meant to be. By 1995, the partnership had dissolved, with both companies going their separate ways. When you think of revolutionary retail experiences, Apple stores probably come to mind. These sleek, minimalist spaces have become as iconic as the products they sell. In the late 1990s, when most computer manufacturers were relying on third-party retailers to sell their products, Apple had a radical idea: they would create their own stores. This was a bold move, one that many industry experts questioned. But Steve Jobs, with his keen understanding of design and customer experience, was convinced that Apple could create a retail environment that was as innovative and engaging as their products. The first Apple stores opened their doors in 2001, and they were an instant success. People were drawn to the store's clean aesthetics, knowledgeable staff, and the opportunity to experience Apple products firsthand. Apple stores quickly became some of the most profitable retail spaces in the world, generating more revenue per square foot than any other retail chain. Apple's financial success is no secret. They're one of the most profitable companies on the planet, consistently raking in billions of dollars in revenue each quarter. But what's even more staggering is the amount of cash they have on hand. We're not just talking about a few billion here and there, we're talking about cash reserves that have, at times, exceeded $200 billion. This massive cash hoard is a result of Apple's incredibly profitable operations and their conservative financial management. They generate more cash than they need to reinvest in the business, leading to a steadily growing pile of money in the bank. Apple's cash reserves give them unparalleled financial flexibility. They can weather economic downturns, invest heavily in research and development, acquire promising startups, and even buy back their own stock, all without breaking a sweat. This financial strength is a double-edged sword. providing stability and opportunities for growth while also attracting criticism. And there you have it, folks. 10 shocking and interesting facts about Apple that highlight its incredible journey. From a garage startup to a trillion-dollar behemoth, Apple's story is one of innovation, resilience, and an unwavering pursuit of excellence. We've seen how close calls, bold decisions, and a little bit of luck have shaped Apple into the tech giant we know today. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more tech content, and let me know in the comments which facts surprised you the most. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. You are the best, as you have stayed till end.